for gracing this occasion and sharing his valuable inputs. I will request Air Commodore A.G. Shir Sagar to get a token of thanks from Dr. Kumar. I will request Real Admiral P.J. Randachari to receive a token of thanks from Dr. Kumar. And thanks a lot for all the participants to make this session a really vibrant one. There is a slight change which we think it will help the proceedings in a big way. We have got 13 speakers from the IITs, NITs and other premier institutions. So what we feel is before lunch, let's finish off the session on the defense industrial base, and post-lunch session we can have the talks from the representatives from the IITs, NITs and other premier institutions. I will request the Honorable Chief Controller, sir, to keep on chairing the session again, because this is under his leadership, all the synergies are happening in this forum itself. I would now like to invite Mr. Ranjan Banerjee, Chief Scientist, Central Research Laboratory from Bharat Electronics Limited on the dais. I would request Mr. Raghavendra Singh, DGM Business Development at the Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. I will request Shri Mrinendra Kumar, Residence Manager, Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, and Mr. T. Suvarna Raju, Director Design at Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. And we also have with us Ms. Sangeeta Arora, Additional Director, CC and BT Group with DITI. So I will request Mr. Ranjan Banerjee to give his view and his perspectives from a Bharat Electronics Limited view, and how the entire mandate of expanding the research frontiers of defense research can engage the engineering campuses across the country. Sir.
Thanks to DRDO, sir, and to the organizing committee here. They have given a unique opportunity for us to... it's a unique opportunity for me to be there, where first time I'm seeing not only the defense forces, the DRDO organizations, but also the academia is involved. Primarily, we have been always talking to the defense forces, and the language has become so common over time that we understand them, they understand us. So first time probably I'll be talking to the academia. Maybe it will take some time for them to absorb our worries and the defense worries. But I felt at this stage, before I begin, since it is Kargil Victory Day, I felt that it is with great pride that Bharat Electronics was associated not only in the labs, but in the remote areas also. We were having the sensors 24/7 operational, and we were there with our colleagues in the armed forces, and it definitely was a matter of pride to see that we succeeded and met the expectations of the defense forces. Secondly, I felt that this is an appropriate time, because the academia is not conversant with the way we operate or how we are organized. I felt that it's important that an overview of BEL is given. So I will in Dutch, and I hope you will bear with me. Bharat Electronics is a premier public sector undertaking in the field of professional electronics. It was set up by the government of India with 100% equity in the year 1954. Later on, 26% share was divested to public. The company was set up with the aim of attaining self-reliance in defense electronics. Primarily, we are supporting the defense program. The company has grown into a multi-unit, multi-product organization employing around 10,000 people in 9 units. We are pan-India, presence is there. 4 regional offices, 3 marketing offices, service centers, product support centers, 2 overseas offices, one in New York and one in Singapore, 2 central research laboratories and 2 joint ventures. Our mission was with the core purpose of addressing the needs of Indian defense forces in the field of professional electronics and making the country self-reliant. Keeping this in view, the vision was to be a world-class enterprise in professional electronics, and our mission accordingly is to be customer-focused, because we have to deliver to a customer, and to be globally competitive. These are the two driving factors for us. I will also like to introduce the 9 units of Bell. I heard some of the people here when we met, what are you manufacturing? Unless they are aware of what products we are making, they cannot interact with us and take up work which is related to research. So primarily Bell Bangalore was established in 1954. Core areas are military communication, radars, naval systems, weapon systems, homeland security, telecommunication and broadcasting, electronic warfare, electronic voting machine, probably everybody would have heard of, and components, avionic products. So anybody interested in those areas can come to our Bell portal and access information on that. Bell Ghaziabad, where I belong to, was established in 74. Major products are radar systems, antenna systems and C4I. When I say C4I, it's a whole system of systems. It's a complex system where weapon systems, sensors are integrated and decision support system is provided to enable the battle commander to take charge of the battle scenario. Bell Pune was established in 79. Major products are laser products, batteries, X-rays, systems. And Machilipatnam in 1983, major products are electro-optic products and systems. Chennai was established in 85. Major products are tank electronics and gun updates. Coming to Panchkula, which was established in 1985, major products are military communication equipment. In 86, Kordwar products are defense communication equipment and telecommunication products. Taloja established to manufacture shelters and masks. Hyderabad to manufacture electronic warfare equipment. And now we have in Singapore, we source the components from Southeast Asia. Overall, if you look at the Bell defense pie, we are primarily into radar and fire control, 33% share, communication equipments 15%, weapon systems 15%, tank electronics 3%, warfare 8%, optoelectronics 7%, and so on. Sonar, SATCOM, these are the various areas we work in. Turnover has been steadily growing. It's now 6,000 crores this year plus. Our strengths are in design and development of systems. We are also strongly into manufacturing. As I said, we can definitely help out the academia if they are interested in testing certain things, like DRDO labs have their labs. We have our also environmental labs, which go into testing products which need to go into the field. So we can help you out in those areas. Manufacturing equipments, and definitely we have a lot of strength in that. We can also help you in product realization of various things which you are prototyping in the labs. We are also into system integration. So anywhere where people are into software or integration sort of fields, areas, we can help. We can take help from them also. Since we have a lot of installations, we are into civil and electrical infrastructure. We have right now 3 major projects which we are doing for the armed forces. One is ISCCS, which is roughly 7,000 to 8,000 crores worth. Lot of bunkering work is there inside it. Lot of research goes into making those bunkers which are to be hardened against attack from nuclear attacks and all. Secondly, we are into TAC-C3I integration for the army. That is, it's a gamut of all components, including surveillance, artillery firing, reconnaissance, decision support, logistic support, name it, everything is there in that. And that is a huge project. It's roughly 5,000 crores worth of job we are doing in that area. Also into tactical communication, that is TCS, we are into that business. And definitely product support and maintenance, as I pointed out, is areas where we have concerns, where we have to do substitutions of products which are from OEMs, difficult to plug in. So those are the areas where we can collaborate and work on. We have got state-of-art manufacturing and quality assurance infrastructure. So this is established there already. You don't have to, you can definitely take our help in those labs and those manufacturing facilities. Coming to research and development facilities, research and development is a key focus at Bell, and Correspondingly, out of 10,000 people, around 2,000 engineers and scientists are working in research areas. Out of the total sales, 78% is indigenous design. It's not from outside. The total software into all those combat systems is 100% built. It's a custom solution for the Army, Navy, Air Force. It cannot be exported and transplanted. It cannot be made that way. It has to be taken, built from scratch based on the domain expertise which we get from them. We have various organizations which the defense forces have. They transfer the domain to us. Understanding the domain takes time. It cannot be developed overnight. It takes years and years. We started our defense programs on C4I in 1990s. It is now almost 3 decades, coming to 3 decades. And now we are able to grasp the complexities of the programs which they have in mind. The systems they are trying to make are unique to Indian environment. There's a mountain, there's a desert, there's a coastal area. It's a huge complex scenario. It's not a situation where Israel or small areas are there. So these are very complex situations we have to work in, environments we have to work in. We have a software technology center in Bangalore, which is CMMI level 5. In Ghaziabad, we are achieving level 3. Our R&D architecture is also 3-tiered. It was told that we should have R&D which is directed. It is definitely directed because we have to deliver products. Secondly, we found that a single tier does not work. So in alignment with that, the first tier is we have got 9 SBUs, as we say, 9 factories and 20 SBU units. Each SBU has a DNE. So that DNE's mandate is to generate new business by developing new products and obtaining customer acceptance. Their business is to get acceptance from the customer. Provide product lifecycle support and upgrades and develop process and components. They are more closely tied with the user. The second tier is Central Development and Engineering Division, which is located in Bangalore. It supports these DNE SBUs and supplies specialized technology. Coming to the third tier, it is Central Research Laboratories, which I belong to in Ghaziabad, and there is a counterpart in Bangalore. Ghaziabad is primarily software. Bangalore has got more hardware and radio-oriented, communication-oriented, security-oriented research going on there. The mandate there is to generate new ideas and concepts, and that can result in new or improved products. Also, examine emerging concepts and technologies and adapt them for new products. Build a strong base in applied theoretical foundation to support development and engineering. So here again you see that factor which we have said, 20 to 80%. 20% is blue sky research type, 80% is supporting current projects or products which are going to go in line. The first central research laboratory was established in Bangalore in 1988 and in Ghaziabad in 1992. CRL Ghaziabad, where I belong to, the focus areas are C4I system architecture, multi-platform data sensor fusion, model-driven development and configuration management, GIS, system customization. Here again I would like to point out, which probably got missed out, we are importing a lot of licenses are required in terms of Oracle database, even for GIS. We are asking, we had a lot of discussions with DRDO, can't this be in-house developed? Can't we have our own Oracle equivalent? Can't we, that reduces the number of licenses and costs of the product comes down drastically. Maintenance is easy. We don't have foreign dependence. These are factors which we have to look into very seriously, and that for that the academia is there. Because this cannot be done by an organization of our size only. This requires a lot of investment, lot of effort. I think GIS has come out, there's an IndiGIS there. Similarly, as I remember with Dr. Sitaram, we were discussing on Oracle, why can't we have our own database? Similarly with operating systems. Since there's a threat, security threat for operating systems, why can't we have our own operating system? Again, other areas are radar scan conversion, network management, system health monitoring. Somebody pointed out, for a system to work operationally in the field very well requires 24/7 diagnostics, fault tolerance. These are the areas where we are actively involved in. We have one of the finest fault tolerance systems in the field. The downtime is almost, the uptime is almost 99%. So that's the mission critical systems have to be up. So correspondingly, not only the software, the hardware has to be redundant and designed in such a fashion to support those operations. Also unmanned area operations, like we have got radio sites where people cannot approach, or the battery system has to support operations without too much of manpower going there. Manpower is a crisis for the defense forces. It cannot be deployed, it's not limitless. So those are areas of concern, how we suitably customize our solutions, where the development of products which are unmanned is tremendous importance. Also, we are working on tactical algorithms, persistent database. Simulation modeling has been talked about a lot. We are working, these complex C4I systems have to be tested with large complex modeling and simulation systems, where sensors have to be modeled, environment has to be modeled. Suppose you have sea clutter, you have got the various atmospheric bands where the meteorological conditions change. This modeling is required. So these are the factors which we require help from the academia. Then real-time data managers, communication protocols, security solutions which are proprietary and high grade, remote diagnostics I have already talked, analytics is where we are going into new, and we are working on defense experimentation and wargaming. This is another area we have recently started. I think US is firmly entrenched in this area, but a starting has been made at our point. We had a lot of people coming in from the IDES, which is the Integrated Defense Support Organization, where CISC also visited, had a look at our system. We are also looking at various sensor integrations. As a research organization, our strength can be demonstrated if we have patents. Last year only we filed around 9 to 10 patents. They are based on gradient and estimation for adaptive analog beamforming, radar scan conversion, and such nature. Awards, lot of awards have been received by Bell in excellence in R&D, professional electronics, DSIR awards, FICCI awards, Raksha Mantri awards. We have bagged substantially. I think last year we bagged the entire suite except for one. Gold trophy for Scope Meritorious Award, Scope Commendation Certificate for R&D, then Indian Semiconductor Association Technovation Award, Defense Technology Absorption Award. So primarily these show that we are fairly strong and we have demonstrable capabilities in R&D. Coming to how we operate, R&D collaborations we primarily have with DRDO, LRD Labs, DEAL, CARE, CSIR, DLRL, Defense Electronics, DARE, CDAC, etc. They are our strategic partners. We continuously strive to build long-term relations with them. Their expertise in design, development, manufacturing and improvement of our products is utilized to the fullest extent. Now coming to Navy, VESIs and engineering, they have their own establishment for engineering, establishment in, where we, DRDO scientists are also working with them, and we work with them on cutting edge technologies, sensors and weapon integration for command and control systems. Also Bell interacts with the PMOs of armies, that is the DGIS group, where all the tactical C3I systems, the domain is transferred and they accept the systems from us. The testing is done from this. Also we have similarly for the Air Force Directorate. We are looking for the ISCCS, a lot of proof of concepts have been done, and just the enormity of the project, that's the full scale 10 deployments right through the country, which is integrated. We are also looking at the strategic level, not only at the lower echelon formations, even at the strategic level. So, collaborative R&D with academia. Some institutes I am naming which we have already got ties with. Konark Institute in Bhubaneswar for nanotechnology. Central Engineering SERI, Pilani for components. Indian Institute of Technology Mumbai for components in infrared photo detectors and lines like that, nanotechnology and microelectronics. Indraprasth Institute of Technology Delhi for radar signal processing. Indian Institute of Technology for Roorkee for antennas. We also have a very good program for higher studies. We, as a social corporate responsibility, we take on people from academia for 1.5 months to 6 months, even to a year, into our research program, in our design program. They are part of us, they work with us, and in that fashion, when they go back for the BTech degrees and MTech degrees, they are able to understand what the defense forces require. I think directing them more from the academy, from the institutions, giving them more direction, and such long-term associations will definitely help them. Currently, we are pursuing programs with IIT Delhi in image processing, cyber security, radar signal processing, networking, etc. Also, like for the association part, I said Vanasthali Vidyapith has been doing for 1-year program. Similarly, we prefer if we have longer durations and associations, which will be more fruitful for the student as well as for the institute in carrying back concepts of defense related design. With that, sir, I'll cut my talk on that, because I believe a lot of things have been discussed, and I'll be there for any questions, sir. Thank you.
Mr. Mrigendra Kumar, Residence Manager at the Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, he would be giving his presentation.
Good afternoon to everybody. I have a great pleasure to be here, and it's a privilege for me. I am Mrigendra Kumar from Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. As name suggests, Hindustan Aeronautics Limited is a public sector undertaking, public sector enterprises under Ministry of Defense. We have a pan-India presence. We have around 14 production centers across the country, and we have 9 research and development centers. As far as aerospace or product is concerned, be it fighter aircraft, be it helicopters, be it transport aircrafts, all segment of products we manufacture in HAL. HAL has a legacy of around 64 years, and in 64 years, having a status of Navratna, we have the turnover, last year turnover we have around 15,126 crores, with a profit before tax of around 3,400 crores. Our main customer is Indian Air Force, with whom we are working very closely since last so many years. Apart from Indian Air Force, other services like Indian Army, Indian Navy, Indian Coast Guard, they are our preferred customers. They are very reputed customers for us, with whom we are working very, very closely. Before this session, a lot of our friends, they had been telling about transfer of technology and what are the pitfalls in transfer of technology syndrome. And yes, I do agree, as an organization, as a citizen of the country, there are a lot of pitfalls in transfer of technology syndrome. As a company also, many products in last 64 years we have manufactured under the transfer of technology syndrome agreement with the different OEMs across the world, largely Russian manufacturers, mixed series of aircrafts. Right now Sukhoi aircrafts we are manufacturing with the Russian collaboration and participation under the transfer of technology agreement, intergovernmental agreement what we say. Prior to that we had Western technology, that is the Jaguar, what we manufactured around 80s. And many products we have taken based on the transfer of technology product. And definitely transfer of technology has many shortcomings and many problems, but that was the compulsion for the country as a whole. But that compulsion slowly it is eroding. There is no doubt in that. Scenario in the country, it is changing. I am observing since last 3 to 4 years, lot of debate, lot of discussion is going on. Indigenous technology, self-reliance, and in all these goals, there is no doubt that key is the technology. Thrust area is technology. So as a company also, I will just make you acquainted that Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, which works very closely, very closely with DRDO, which is the apex R&D centers for the defense, not only for the Air Force, for the Army, Navy and all this. So proudly I can say it, we work very closely with DRDO in many programs. Like, as a citizen of the country, all of us must be proud that Tejas light combat aircraft, which is the success story of DRDO, which is the brainchild of DRDO, and in participation, in collaboration with many industry, including HAL, BEL, many DPSUs, Midhani, all the DRDO labs, CSIR labs, institutions, IITs and many institutions. They came together and synergy was generated, and that product was conceived, and today it has been a realized product. So still lot of glooms had been there in the past, but when we go in the LCA aspect, as a country, as a nation, we must be proud. We have done it in a synergistic way. We have done it in a very collaborative way. So I was listening very carefully to all the speakers and all the audience, their concern, their enthusiasm, and I don't have any doubt that if that sort of synergy model, and I am very confident under the leadership of Dr. Satish Kumar ji and our SA2RM Dr. Abhinash Chandra ji, because many meetings I have attended in DRDO, and we have a very close participation with DRDO scientists in many areas, because we work with HADA at Bangalore, ADE, GTRE, many institutions are there. And we see the tempo, we see the energy level, we see the degree of commitment, sincerity of these scientists. I don't have any hesitation in saying that definitely what mission, what motives, what goal it has been set as a country, as a DRDO, definitely we industry like DPSU, HAL, BL, Midhani, many, and private industry also, now it has been open to private industry also. So they will be definitely joining hands, synergy will be generated, and over and above, interestingly, the enthusiasm and dynamism what I am observing in the academia, which was missing for a decade ago, you people are coming forward to join hands, definitely as a country, as institutions, we will achieve the goal of the self-reliance. So just giving just bit of information about HAL. As I told you, we have around 14 production centers and 9 R&D centers. All product parts, not only aircraft, aerostructures, engines, these are the main parts. We are manufacturing other subsystems, LRUs like flight control system, that is a very important aspect, avionics, cockpit instruments, display systems, communication systems, radar. We are manufacturing all, more or less every product which goes into aircraft, we are manufacturing. Right now in product range, our Sukhoi is the main thrust area, because country is in need of the fighter aircraft, reduction in the squadrons, we are just trying to accelerate the productions. Apart from that, interestingly, India is the only country, Air Force is the only service, Indian Air Force, and HAL is the only company which is giving a product life support of the product like Jaguar, which is a product of 70s, must have been developed in 60s. We started manufacturing from 80s, and today I discuss with my Indian Air Force friends, they say very proudly, what used to fly years ago Jaguar, that Jaguar is not it. It is a changed Jaguar, because lot of upgradation has been done in the product. It is the capability as a country, as a institution, as an industry, as a customer, as a service, we have developed it. So Jaguar, with all the Darin 2, Darin 3 upgradation, it's an entirely new product. It has a new radars, new engine is being thought, cockpit instruments has been changed, many changes have been done. That gives us the strength and confidence that we can develop, we can, with the synergy, with the customer synergy, with the institutional synergy, with the academia synergy, definitely we can do it. R&D, as I told you, it is the focus for Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. If you see the entire defense public sector undertakings, we have a turnover, I don't remember exactly, our turnover is 15,000 crores, BL turnover is around 6,000 crores. We too are the biggest turnover contribution in the defense public sector undertaking. But as far as R&D expenditure is concerned, which is a measurement, which is a benchmark, how much as the organization we are focusing the R&D. So our R&D expenditure is around 8 to 10% of our total turnover. So that indicates our commitment, our motive to promote the research and development ecosystems in aerospace, not only inside the organization, outside the organization also. I'll be happy to tell you we have a very good association with premier institution as on date, like we have established our chair in IIT Kanpur long back, at IIT Roorkee, at IIT Kharagpur, at IIT Mumbai and IIT Chennai. And day is not far when I see the level of enthusiasm and energy among the private industry and private institutions. Definitely many things jointly it can be done. Many things it can be done. I do agree with Dr. Satish Kumarji and our other friends that knowledge has no barrier. Knowledge can come from a jhuggi jhopri also, and it can come from the palace also. So it is not the monopoly of any premier institutions. It can come from anywhere. As a industry, as a organization, we are quite receptive, we are quite open. We invite institution academias to come forward, suggest what are the things you intend to do with us, because we derived our technology strategic planning from our customers, Indian Air Force Technology Perspective Capability Plan, roadmap. From there we draw, we also take a clue from DRDO, because our motive is not to create the redundancy in the ecosystems. What we are doing, if somebody else is doing, definitely either we will be joining the hands or we will be taking a different path, because research development is a very costly affair, and as a country we cannot afford redundancy in that. So I'll not be taking much of your time, but I think as I told you, we are in the fixed wing, that is the aircraft. All sort of aircrafts we are manufacturing, fighter, transport aircraft, like Dornier you must have heard. Dornier we are manufacturing. And as I told you one thing, just I would like to point it out here. Earlier, a decade ago, there was an era of transfer of technology. Transfer of technology, know-how, how to manufacture. We had not been getting the nitty-gritties of the technology. Know why it was not coming from the OEM. Across the globe, this is the trend. Because technology development in mainly aerospace or defense, it is a very costly affair. Billions and billions of dollars is put in the development of technology. And that becomes the lifeline of any country or any OEM. They get the large chunk of GDP from these exports. So they don't give you easily the technology. So what China, our friend had been, what China adopted reverse engineering. And from reverse engineering now they are switched to innovation strategy. They are trying to innovate the product. So different sort of ecosystem. First they have tried to create the ecosystem. What are the ingredients to create the ecosystem? That is very important. I was deliberating with some of my friends. He was telling, you must be knowing, 20 years back China was nowhere in telecom. Nowhere. They had a company like Jetty, very small company. Why nobody was knowing. But today I think Jetty and Huawei, they are the leading telecom company across the world. Even they are supplying the equipments, telecom gear and other things to USA also. And a country USA also they are scared of, because telecom is a very strategic importance. But how did they come to that stage? I was sitting with one of my friends. They told they had a plan 15-20 years back, and in their research and development center of telecom, around 7 to 10,000 PhD scientists are working. Every year they had been getting a PhD degree from the USA good leading universities, and they had been coming to their industry, their institutions, which are the state-owned institutions, and they could develop the product. Many things they could copy from Ericsson, Siemens, many things, and today they are the market leader. The same strategy China is adopting in aerospace and this also. Earlier they had been like us, they had been in agreement with the Russian OEMs for the transfer of technology. They had been also manufacturing the series of Sukhoi and other things. Now they stopped doing it. They did the reverse engineering. Now they have their own product, and they claim their product is definitely at par with the other like Boeing or Lockheed Martin or Sukhoi Design Bureau, like that. They claim it. So they try to create the ecosystem for doing that. I think, this is my personal opinion, and we will agree with that, we have to think as a country how to develop an ecosystem. There is absolutely no doubt DRDO is doing a lot, putting a lot of pain, lot of effort. They are creating a lot of deliberation and discussion, and all this deliberation, it is leading towards creating a very vibrant ecosystem in the country. And in this creating the ecosystem, industry alone like HAL or BEL or DRDO, because task is so Herculean task, few institutions, few industry, few labs, we cannot do it alone. There is a paramount challenge in front of us. So definitely academia have to come forward. We have to create a synergistic model of development, research, because honestly speaking, as an industry, because our motive is equally to keep our customers happy, to deliver the products timely, to make the timeline in a project mission mode, we have to do the works. So maybe as an institution will not be going in the basic research. Our motive is the product development. But product development will be not sufficient to create a very vibrant ecosystem, futuristic. The nature of technology, whatever Indian Army friend and Air Force friend they had been showing. So to have that, definitely collaborative model of the research, it is required. Idea already has been deliberated. There should be some corpus, like in HAL, what we have done. We have generated a corpus, and that corpus we have made it a 0.2% of the profit after tax. That corpus is available, and whosoever wants to do the research or product development, from that corpus money is given to them. As on date, we are also in a process of framing the design policy of the company. We are drawing the clue from DRDO and other prestigious institutions, and we are trying to make a framework. In that framework, possibly, definitely we will invite academia, come forward, we will fund the project if it is of the interest for the HAL or maybe for the national requirement. Definitely, HAL can come forward and fund the projects. But that initiative, it has to come from the academia also, that because until it is reciprocated by the institutions, academic institutions, because many things as an industry, many times we are in a hurry. Many things we don't know the potential because we don't have the inventory of the potential of the different academic institutions, what I had been hearing from the different our senior faculties or vice chancellors. We have not been, it's fantastic. You have enormous capability, but we are not aware of. So we have to develop a mechanism which way the inventory skills of the institutions can also known to the industry like us, so that we also come to know, yes, this university, this institution, they have this potential. So my requirement, your skill set, it match. So we can also approach you, you can equally approach us. So that sort of reciprocating model, sir, it is required to be evolved, and sir has rightly said that sort of synergy, because hundreds and hundreds of engineering institutions are there. Maybe we cannot approach all the institutions. So possibly what sir has suggested, we should try to create a regional network. In one region, one university or two, like what he was giving the example of multi-university model of USA. So that sort of approach, I think that will be a useful approach for us, where industry and institutions, academics, we can just join hands, we can collaborate, and definitely results will be very, will be successful. And for anything, if you have any keen interest, you have some idea, you want to do something, you can approach us. We have our website, and as a company person, I am available here in Delhi. I'll give my address and visiting card to the organizer, and any idea you can always, we are quite receptive, quite open, so you can always contact us. Thank you very much. Thanks to organizer.
Sir has really invoked the engineering academic might of the country for global leadership, which is the also the theme of this session. Maybe we can open up for a few questions, quick questions to the speakers of this session.
I still find that the gap which is of coordinating with all the agencies, we still don't have any focused coordinator whom to approach with any query, find out details, contact details. We still don't have that, and unless that is established, a coordinating agency is established, I think only then the things will move forward.
So, so can you please put the mic a bit closer?
Yeah.
It's not working.
I just want to know that you have a policy, how to approach you, just by the website you can write an email, or you have something other means to approach you. I just want to
As I told you, because our research and development is a decentralized function.
Okay.
We have at the structure, we have at the apex, we have one director, design. This is his umbrella. Under that umbrella, we have the design centers at the different locations, because we are doing the different things at the different design centers. Like you take example of Hyderabad Design Center, what we call SLRDC. We are doing basically their avionics, communication system, radar, all this sort of things. If you go to Korwa, we have the production plant, and adjacent to that we have the research and design center. There we are basically doing the multi-function display and data recorder sort of thing, that sort of thing. If you come to Lucknow, we have a design center there where we are doing all sort of hydromechanical systems, flight control systems, and some old days instruments we had been doing. Now we have stopped doing that sort of thing.
But these are only for the product development, or like a theoretical research, like a modeling, simulation, and those kind of things?
Basically they are the product development.
Product development.
As I mentioned, because our focus is on product development. We have a requirement from the customer. That requirement is time bound. But definitely what I had also mentioned, that we are in process of preparing the technology perspective capability roadmap. What we have drawn it from our customer services, as well as DRDO also, they have the TPCR. They are from also draw the glue. And we match our strengths and opportunities. And accordingly we identify these are the areas where we would like to do the research also. Research in the sense we say that definitely we will not be putting much emphasis on that. Definitely we will be going for the networking of the institutions. We have a forum what we call Committee on Institutional Network, where DRDO also guide us, our own people are there, Ministry of Defense representative are there. There we are deliberating. I understand that can be a mechanism further to have the multi-networks of the institutions.
Now, another last question, that regarding this packaging, do you have any facility, like suppose...
First part is requirements capture. That part is best suited for us because we understand, and because of our association with the defense forces, we understand how to capture their operational requirements into a engineering sort of requirement. That part you can leave it to us. Once that is done, then the architecture is also designed by us. Once the architecture and the interfaces are finalized, that part can be outsourced to organizations. You can do your MATLAB modeling. You can, once you have proved the MATLAB model or whatever model you have done, you can bring it back into a final module which can integrate it. So it's not a very complex art.
Sir.
Or thesis can be given to the MTech student and the PhD student. Whatever is there must be uploaded, that is okay. But in the future, we can divide the problem and maybe circulate it among the IITs or other NITs or other institution, and can be given to the student in future.
Sir, I will answer to this question because this year All India Council for
Eminent institutions would be participating.
So my heartiest congratulations to both of my colleagues from BEL and SAL. In fact, they are the pillars of the defense undertaking. They give the final shape to the what R&D and the things which we do, and they are the people who make the product and give it to the users, Army, Air Force, Navy. So I heartily congratulate both of them to bring out the gamut of work what they are doing, plus some of the R&D work also they have started, initiated. So that is also a good thing. And you are welcome to give the project proposal to them also. They can give their address and the website, how you can interact with them. So that's a very good thing. And other points, basically we have a website of all the boards what professor from NIT is bringing out. It's a good idea. We'll take your suggestion into consideration. We are not asking that to the NIT or IIT that you give this one. It is not like that. Already it is there, website, proposals are coming, lot of research is going on. Absolutely there is no point about that. In the morning, SA2RM also brought out that in the institutes, good institutes, in addition to teaching, basically people should come forward to do research also. So please don't take it otherwise, that is not the idea. So though in fact many professors from the academia, they come forward, they tell that this is what we can do, this is our capability, this is our core competence. And with that both are benefited, that academia as well as DRDO and research institutes. So that is how we have to energize it basically. That is what abroad also people they do in academia, that they don't do only teaching. Of course, but if there is here teaching load is more in our country, we cannot compare also. If you are busy in whole day in teaching, then what research you can think of? That also is a point of concern. So we have to make a balance, and the number of points what you have raised for putting up on the thesis we can put on the media. I think this is once it is defense is done, and it comes in the newspaper also that this and so thesis has been defended. So in that I think IPR should not be a problem in that, in the thesis. That you should not publish in the thesis if somebody is conscious about IPR. So thesis is in the open domain. Anybody can ask anything in that. So certainly we will take your idea into consideration, sir. Your questions are good. And in fact I am really very happy that you have come from NIT Kashmir, and many people from the far places, they could organize, and you are here. We are really very happy to interact with all of you from the various NITs and the upcoming IITs. From IIT Mandi professor is there. So it's very good that people from the far away of the country, they have come here to discuss this thing. And I am sure with that interest and enthusiasm, we can do much more what we have been doing. And that is the basic idea, that wherever there is a pitfall, that how we can put this one positivity into that, and see that we get the better results and tap the talent wherever it is available in the country, and see that what better things we can do for the nation and for the services. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, sir. I would just request you to hand over the token of thanks to our eminent panelists. I would request Mr. Ranjan Banerjee to receive a token of thanks from the Honorable CC, Dr. Satish Kumar. I will request Mr. Mrinendra Kumarji to receive a token of thanks from Dr. Satish Kumar. So the only thing which I can remember about my interface with defense was my first year NCC camp, which was held at Kalaikunda Air Base. And the only thing which we cherished about that after a day of lot of hard work was the sumptuous food which was offered to us. And the scope chefs are really good, and they have arranged some good food lunch. So we'll come back after having that nice meal and renew this fantastic discussion which is happening. And now the leaders on the academic forefront, the representatives from the IITs and NITs and other premier institutions would be making their presentations in strong case, what challenges, and as Professor Pandita has talked very vehemently, let you come to us with your problems and other issues. So we'll come back, we'll join again at 2:30 so that we can give ample time to all the participants. So thanks a lot.